You're listening to PetLifeRadio.com.
Hi, you're listening to Bark and Swagger on Pet Life Radio. I'm your host, Jody Miller-Young. Supermodels need to know the hottest trends. They have great taste and they know how clothes should fit. Doesn't that all sound like a winning combination for a dog clothing designer? It is. Former supermodel Kristy Hinze Clark created her brand Legitimutt to bring us fashionable clothing for our pups at an affordable price. We'll have the chance to meet her and hear about her fabulous life and the clothes that bear her name right after a short commercial break. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back after a short pause.
This is Kristy Hinze Clark, founder and creative director for Legitimutt. Legitimutt is a fashionable yet functional made-in-America canine brand. We produce collars, leashes, beds, blankets, accessories, and apparel, all made from the finest materials. We strive to produce the highest quality product that will meet the needs of every pampered pooch.
To order these gorgeous fashion styles for dogs, visit Legitimutt.com. Legitimutt.com.
Check out my new interview for Bark and Swagger on Pet Life Radio.
Let's talk pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back. You're listening to Bark and Swagger on Pet Life Radio. I'm your host, Jody Miller-Young, and today we're chatting with Kristy Hinze Clark, owner and founder of Legitimutt. Hey, Kristy.
Hi, Jody. How are you?
Great. How you doing today?
I'm doing really well, thank you.
Good. I'm really excited to talk with you because I'd love to know a model's perspective or a former supermodel's perspective about this end of the business. So you've modeled for amazing, clothing houses like Lanvin, Jean Paul Gaultier, Cacharel, and many others. And you've appeared on the cover of Australian Vogue. You've been in Sports Illustrated, GQ, the Victoria's Secret catalog. Wow. How did you make the leap to dogs?
Well, I modeled for a long time, the better part of my life, actually. And after getting married and moving down to Florida, I wanted something else to do. I was sort of ending my career or phasing myself out of it, and I needed something else to fill my time and still, loving fashion and also, getting these three gorgeous little dogs. It kind of melded into, this company Legitimutt. It was like a way of still having something to do with fashion, but doing it for my three little loves.
Absolutely. I know the feeling. What kind of lifestyle are you evoking with the Legitimutt brand, with the fashion that you create?
Well, I think with our dog brand, we really just try and keep it timeless and classic. And that's kind of always been the fashion that I like. While trend is fun and being trendy is something that we try and do as well, we try and do it in a really functional way that, that is still fashionable and has the highest of quality. So I'd say like that classic kind of lifestyle.
Timeless, too. Things that last and, that
pieces that last transcend seasons as well. Things that you don't have to replace all the time. It's like it can still be in fashion. And that's something that I look for in my own wardrobe. So I think it's important for dogs as well, for the dog owners especially who, are addressing their pets.
Absolutely. Now, you have an interesting background. You were raised on a horse and cattle farm in Queensland?
I was, yeah.
Yeah. Did that kind of childhood inspire some of these fashions like the barn coats that you make?
Oh, absolutely. I come from a very equestrian background. I used to jump horses and, I did everything. My mother every weekend was taking us around to some sort of horse show, whether it be a show jump, a rodeo. So, there's definitely the barn coat is inspired by the coats that I used to put on my horses in the winter. And there's other dog coats as well where some of the patterns remind me of, being at the rodeo or at one of the gymkhanas.
Yeah,
Sorry. I
yeah.
was going to say, and my grandfather was also heavily into horse racing. So, jockey silks and things are something that I was inspired by as well with some of our windbreakers.
Yeah, I'm going to talk with you about that because I love those. It's an incredible life. I come from a background where I rode horses too. And, I was going to say it's interesting that being an equestrian and doing some jumping and show jumping, that you also did the rodeos, because normally the Eastern and Western styles don't always mix. So that's kind of fun.
Yeah, it was really fun. We kind of did everything as kids. It was really nice to be allowed to just try everything,
Yeah, absolutely agree.
And be exposed to both.
Absolutely agree. You have a line of these waterproof and odor-proof collars and leashes called the Sun Shower Collection. Mm-hmm. They're beautiful and very functional. Yeah. What makes them odor-proof? And also tell us about the wide range of gorgeous colors they come in, because some of them are really, really magnificent.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we love our Sun Shower collars. They're made from a special material that doesn't absorb any of the dog's sweat or any kind of water. So they're water resistant, and that also keeps them odor-proof. They're very easy to clean. Whereas leather will take on kind of the oils and things from your body or from your dog's body. This particular range won't. So it's actually perfect for either like the very cold, snowy temperatures in that type of climate, or the beach climate where your dog's in and out of the ocean or out of the pond at the lake or wherever it is that you are. They really last. It's a really high grade military kind of grade fabric, so it has a lot of strength. The nice thing about it is it's not stiff, and it's still quite pliable. Like, it's very soft. It's not uncomfortable for your dog.
Does it make it antibacterial as well, because it doesn't take in?
Yes.
Very interesting.
The actual fabric, any bacteria is going to sit on the outside of it.
Right.
So then you just wipe it off with a rag and some soapy water, and it's clean as new, brand new.
Fantastic.
And it does. It comes in, we carry it currently in 7 colors. So we have your normal blacks and browns and reds, but then we have a really lovely purple and a pink. Orange is also a great color and one of our best sellers, and of course blue, our staple color for Legitimutt.
Yeah, very, very nice. When I first met you, it was a Global Pet Expo last March, and I came by your booth, and I was really impressed with, at the time, the new collection of rain slickers that you just launched. The bold colors, sort of the gathering at the back of one of the styles was really lovely. And then those bold jockey-inspired prints. Yeah,
that's another one from my childhood kind of inspiration. And that background in equestrian, whether it be the horse racing or whatever. Yeah, we love those. And that's something that we try and do. When I came up with the idea for the jockey silk-inspired ones, it was at the time of the Triple Crown. So, I was like, well, why don't we do something that, is reminiscent or that could work for the pets during this time of the Triple Crown. So that was kind of our fun little short-time promotion that did quite well for us. But I love those coats, and with, the detail that you're talking about, that's what we try and do at Legitimutt, is just add a little bit of a detail to something that's still functional for the pet so that it looks more fashionable, so that the owner can be proud of their dog walking down the street in this without being kitschy.
Agree. What style trends are you focusing on for 2015?
Well, we're currently working on the new style trends at the moment, and I'd say, as far as fabrics, the tweeds and the houndstooths are really still in for winter, and military is always in, so we're just trying to give a different spin. I'm looking at some fun new fabrics and some ideas for our beds as well that will have an interchangeable quality about them, and also introducing possibly some new carriers, which will be just an easy, fun, look like a fashionable handbag kind of.
Ooh, I can't wait to see that. Can you give us a little hint?
Well, we're working on our color combinations and things now.
Okay.
But, I would like to try and, keep them so that they're functional for the doggies inside them, but while making them look like a piece out of your wardrobe, not just like a dog carrier.
Right, exactly. Now, you have some favorites in your collection. Talk to us about the Park Avenue coat and also the new colors of the barn coat, which I believe is a customer favorite of Legitimutt. Yeah? It
is definitely. And we've worked on the styling of the barn coat too, just to make it even more comfortable for the dog. And we have that in a really beautiful blue. Black is just so classic. Everyone loves black, and red also. For the barn coat, our Park Avenue coat it's actually close to being sold out. It has been such an amazing success was a
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. It was kind of a trial thing for our gold line for Legitimutt. We brought out a more like high-end designer range where we were using a bit more expensive fabrics, and it was lined in like a cashmere-colored fleece and with a faux feather trimming. And I mean, it's done so incredibly well for holiday that we're almost out. We've still got room to make, I don't know how many more, maybe about 20. So if you want one, it's better get your order in.
Hurry.
Yeah.
Run, don't walk to the computer.
Exactly.
Okay, great. Well, we are going to hold that thought. We're going to take a short break. And when we return, you'll hear about Kristy's own little supermodels, the charmed life she leads, and an unexpected passion of hers. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Sit. Stay. We'll be right back. Right after we kibble a little with our sponsors.
Amazing Pet Expos is coming to a city near you. Admission is always free, and your pet is welcome. Shopping, adoptions, free nail trims, discounted shots and microchipping, agility, a pet costume contest, and much more. Plus, meet the guys from Animal Planet's hit TV series Tanked and Pit Boss. Online at amazingpetexpos.com.
Bring your pets to the Pet Expo.
Listen, cat people, it's just litter. Until you realize those big boxes mean big smells, big messes, and big money. Switch to World's Best Cat Litter, the only litter with concentrated power. It guarantees less smells, less work, all with less litter. Try the small bag that lasts one cat 30 days and you'll realize it's just litter, unless it's World's Best Cat Litter. Find it at Target, Walmart, and at your local grocery and pet stores.
Hi everybody, I'm Megan Blake here with my sidekick, Super Smiley, the giant mutt and spokes dog for throwaways. You're listening to Pet Life Radio, and I'd like to tell you about our brand new show, A Super Smiley Adventure. Our show explores adventures with animals. They can be traveling, out in the world trips, or inner journeys where our animals lead us to inspiration and self-discovery, or just plain fun adventures. Join us here on Pet Life Radio on A Super Smiley Adventure. Good boy.
Let's talk pets.
Let's talk pets
On Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back. You're listening to Bark and Swagger on Pet Life Radio. I'm your host, Jody Miller-Young, and we're talking with Kristy Hinze Clark of Legitimutt. Kristy, your dog models, who are adorable, are your 3 adopted miniature Schnauzers. Now, is it Brando, Ava, and Elwood?
Yes, that's correct.
Tell us about their personalities a little bit and what it's like getting them to be the supermodels themselves.
Well, they're also different. As you know, with dogs, they're like your children. They're like, my husband and I always say we've got 3 kids and 2 children because they really are part of the family. And they are also different, just like your children are. They're, Brando is this very, very sweet, take care of everyone kind of dog who is always hungry and will do anything for food. Ava, I call her Ava. She's my little French dog because she's got this air of arrogance about her. Well, still, she's totally sweet. She doesn't give anything away for free. You've kind of got to work for her affection. And then Elwood's just like the rough and tumble puppy-like dog who is just kind of up for anything, sweet to everybody. He loves to talk. And they're just so funny because they're all so different.
Absolutely. I mean, I have 2 here, and they couldn't be more different. They both love to talk, too, so I'm surprised they're being so nice and calm during the interview. So now you were talking about you and your husband, Jim Clark, who founded Netscape. Now, he's also an animal lover, and you both have 2 children, and congratulations on the recent birth of your second child.
Thanks.
You're welcome. What is a typical day like for you, and how does your life with Jim inspire what you do through Legitimutt?
Typical day, gosh, at the moment it's pretty hectic around here.
I bet it is with a new baby and a young child.
I have a 3-year-old and then a 12-week-old. She's 12 weeks today. 3 dogs. I've got 5 horses. So, typically every day is different. I think that's the only thing you can ever actually really bank on in our household. But, our lifestyle, and as far as that being something that I'm inspired by with the designs is really that they've got to function. They've got to be movable. They've got to be, suit different locations. We go from the barn with the dogs to the house. We go from the beach to the barn, so everything kind of has to work in that way that you
and
would
travel
dress
too,
yourself
I'm
for.
sure,
And
right?
travel, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, we go to New York very often. Because we have a place up there. So, that's the functionality factor of the design. And I think it really does have to reflect those different lifestyles for people and different places where they will be with their pets. Because pets, we take them everywhere. But like I said, they're part of our family.
Exactly. Now, Legitimutt recently received a prestigious award from the International Association of Pet Fashion Professionals. Tell us about that. What was the award for? And it was a really nice honor. I know that organization well.
Yeah, so honored. And that was at Backers last year. We won Designer of the Year for new designers, which we're totally honored. As we're up against some pretty stiff competition. And it was a really great award for us to get. It was our first year being at Backers, so we felt very, very honored.
Very, very nice.
Our whole team at Legitimutt, they really put in a lot of work and a lot of, blood, sweat, and tears into this company for me. So, it was really a nice kind of pat on the back to everybody that works for us.
It always takes a village, right?
Sure does.
Yeah. I mean, what I've been noticing is, the pet industry, especially when it comes to pet clothing, it's relatively new in terms of it, being a more serious part of the industry. And designers are constantly upping the bar and doing things that are more in line with what pet owners are buying for themselves too, whether they're men or women. So it's really interesting to me as a designer and as a journalist in the space to see what people are doing, how they are thinking outside the box.
Yeah, 100% agree with you. It's great and it's fun and it's also, it keeps you on your toes. You have to be at the cutting edge. Your quality has to be, of the highest standard. That's why, I love the fact that we're based in America, that we're made in America, because I can keep total control over quality. I can go down to Pompano and I can overlook and oversee everything before it goes out.
I feel the same way about my brand. Same thing. Now, I thought this was really, really cool and didn't know this about you. In addition to being a former supermodel and a talented dog fashion designer, you're also a passionate marine conservationist who studied marine biology at the State University of New York. How did you get involved in marine biology?
Not just marine. I studied environmental biology, and I'm just being an animal lover, not just four-legged. I'm, an animal lover across the spectrum. And I guess marine biology was something that was really interesting to me after I began diving, and I began experiencing the reef systems of the world with my husband and with some friends, and just sort of seeing, even over a short period of time, some of the degradation that was going on due to climate change, due to overfishing, and all of these things. So I think that that's what kind of drove that passion. But I also sit on the board of the Australian Wildlife Conservancy, which, is helping little fairy critters on the land that, are in danger of extinction. So across the spectrum, that is a big passion of mine and also my husband's.
If there are people who feel the same way and want to learn more and want to get involved in helping to bring awareness or, roll their sleeves up and do other things in conservationism, with our waters, what do you recommend? Where can they look?
Well, there's a wonderful organization that we highly support called OPS, the Oceanic Preservation Society, and they have a really great informative website. They were also responsible for making the movie The Cove, which is a documentary that won the Oscar a few years ago. My husband actually produced it. But that is a wonderful organization to support or to just to be able to learn more about. They have actually got a new movie coming out called Six very shortly. And then, if you're interested in the little fairy critters of Australia, the Australian Wildlife Conservancy has a website also, and it explains all the work that they do to conserve. It's actually very educational, their website. They do a really great job of explaining how they do land conservation. So it's a great source of information.
That's great. Thank you, Kristy. Tell people where they can find you. Where can they find Legitimutt?
Yes, it's www.legitimutt, legitimutt.com, or you can call us on 954-785-2080.
That's great. Kristy, I'm sorry to say we're out of time. It's been so great speaking with you. Thank you so much for doing the show.
Oh, thanks, Jody, for having me on.
It's my pleasure, and thank you all for listening. Thanks to our producer, Mark Winter, who makes us sound so good. My passion is fashion, so tune in next time to discover the designers, styles, and home decor I love. And don't forget to visit me at barkandswagger.com, where you'll find great fashion stories and more. So until next time, when fierce fashion calls, bark and swagger.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.